Strong standing along with his new brothers, cocked the gat to her head and pulled back the shirt cover. But what he saw made him start to cringe and stutter, cause he was staring into the eyes of his own mother. She looked back at him and cried cause he had forsaken her.
What in the world did he just say? No, 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 you can't do that. Hello friends, welcome to Look and Live. You are now here with Pastor James Devalon, and this is another reaction video. I hope you are ready for this one, guys, because who do we have the privilege to react to today? Highly recommended. Here it is right here, Immortal Technique. The song and title is Dance with the Devil. Wow, it's pretty big. It's a lot of views in that song. Yeah, over 53 million. Hey man, Immortal Technique, Dance with the Devil. Brace yourself as we get into the heart of this video. Welcome back. If you happen to be new, don't forget to like and subscribe to this YouTube page. Click that bell icon also so you can get my notification uploads. And if you're looking for Bible study, we have some links below and other information as well if you would like to support this channel. I'm ready to get into it. Immortal Technique, Dance with the Devil. All right, friends. It is now time to get into the heart of the message.
I once knew a nigga whose real name was William. His primary concern was making a million, being the illest hustler that the world ever seen. He used to fuck movie stars and sniff coke in his dreams. A corrupted young mind at the age of 13. Nigga never had a father and his mom was a fiend. She put the pipe down, but for every year she was sober. Her son's heart simultaneously grew colder. He started hanging out, selling bags in the projects, checking the young chicks looking for hit and run prospects. He was fascinated by material objects, but he understood money never bought respect. He built a reputation cause he could hustle and steal, but got locked once and didn't hesitate to squeal. So criminals he chilled with didn't think he was real. You see, me and niggas like this have never been equal. I don't project my insecurities on other people. He fiended for props like addicts with pipes and needles, and so he felt he had to prove to everyone he was evil. A feeble-minded young man with infinite potential.
Wow. All right, very quickly, this dude has an amazing ability to tell story with his words in ways that I have never heard before. Very gifted like that, and I love that old school type of feel that there is to this, man. And that story, boy, this happens in so many of our neighborhoods. This is what our youth are going through, isn't it? Right? They want a single parented home, trying to make a living, trying to earn the respect of their friends and so on, right? So many different things, oftentimes making bad decisions. Yeah, I can even see my own personal life as a younger man. I've been through that. All right, let's keep going.
He felt he had to prove to everyone he was evil. A feeble-minded young man with infinite potential, the product of a ghetto-bred capitalistic mental. Coincidentally, dropped out of school to sell weed, dancing with the devil, smoked until his eyes would bleed. But he was sick of selling trees and gave in to his greed. Everyone trying to be trife never face the consequences. You probably only did a month for minor offenses. Ask a nigga doing life if he had another chance. But then again, there's always the wicked that knew in advance. Dance forever with the devil on a cold cell block. But that's what happens when you rape, murder, and sell rock. Devils used to be gods, angels that fell from the top. There's no diversity because we're burning in the melting pot.
Wow. There's no diversity because we are burning in the melting pot.
So Billy started robbing niggas, anything he could do get his respect back in the eyes of his crew. Starting fights over little shit up on the block. Stepped up to selling mothers and brothers to crack rock. Working overtime, making money for the crack spot. Hit the jackpot and wanted to move up to cocaine. Fulfilling the Scarface fantasy stuck in his brain. Tired of the block niggas treating him the same. He wanted to be major like the cutthroats and the thugs. But when he tried to step to him, niggas showed him no love. They told him any motherfucking coward can sell drugs. Any bitch nigga with a gun can bust slugs. Any nigga with a red shirt.
Wow. Okay, bypass the language. This dude again is his ability to tell a story and his style of freestyling and putting out the words in the song. I mean, this is amazing. And to top it off, man, that story, it feels like he literally puts you right into at the center of the story here, without even crazy visuals, without seeing any pictures and stuff like that. But what he's doing here, the picture that he's painting with his words, it's like I feel as if I'm like sitting there and watching the actual event taking place. Um, yeah, talking about that story, right? It's such a it's such a real thing. You know, it happens in our neighborhood, man. I was born and raised in Haiti, but when I was 13, when I was 14ish, I moved to New York, lived in Queens, and then moved to Brooklyn. When I moved to Brooklyn, I saw when Brooklyn was Brooklyn. Okay, I saw. Yeah, this stuff he's talking about. I live right in the center of that. I know exactly what it is. Having being under that peer pressure of trying to satisfy your friends and feeling like you have to wear these Jordans and these designer clothes or else you cannot fit or you can't get a girl, things like that. Many of these peer pressures, and to top it off, man, just feeling like you can get the respect of your friends and all that. So it's like in a lot of cases, many of our youth are the product of their environment, the society that they are brought into. So I'm not making excuses for any bad decisions here, but I'm just saying it's kind of good to know that that plays a significant role in the decisions that many of them are making. Anyway, let's go back. Where is it going with this?
Sell drugs. Any bitch nigga with a gun can bust slugs.
Yeah, that's a good point too. Any end person with a right with a gun can. It's easy. You know what I'm saying? It's easy to run around and act all violent and so on. But I tell you what, the man who does evil, who does wrong, who shoots somebody, doesn't make you great and powerful because it actually shows a sign. It's a sign of weakness. You know what I'm saying? When you have little self-control, similar to what happened with Will Smith. I don't want to say similar, but in the same essence, when you are motivated by your emotions to either take revenge or kill or hurt somebody, that's a lack of self-control. That's actually what true weakness actually is. Real power is when you are able to control yourself and your emotions, and you are able to make decisions not based on how you feel, but on the way things actually are, right? You're able to challenge and looking at things from what is an internal locus focus of kind of approach rather than external um, focus kind of thing. So to be able to dive into things for what they are and look at them for what they are and having enough self-control to make certain decisions, this is where true power lies. And yeah, so the people who say, I'm mad at you, I'm gonna take a gun and shoot you down, you're a weak individual. You lack self-control and you are motivated by feelings and anger and rage more than love and compassion and patience. That's a fact. I love that.
Any motherfucking coward can sell drugs. Any bitch nigga with a gun can bust slugs. Any nigga with a red shirt can front like a blood. Even Puffy smoked the motherfucker up in the club. But only a real thug can stab someone till they die, standing in front of them, staring straight into their eyes.
So hold on. So this is like a challenge that his boys are putting out to him. Don't go out here, and literally use a gun to do your crime. But when you use a knife, that's when you're showing the level of, yeah, I can think of so many like not suicide, homicide case. The ones who were shooting people weren't really that impressive, but the one who will use a knife, you know what I'm saying? They will do this with their hands. These were the people that I was like, yo, that is another level of, psychotic kind of thing, man. Yeah, I think what they're talking about here is they're challenging this young man with the idea, if you are really what you think you are, if you really want to be a part of us, you want to be joining the gang, go do a crime using a knife to do it. Then we're gonna really give you the respect that you deserve. That's a serious thing. And guess what? Many youth actually go through that, right? They're trying to get the respect and the love of their friends, and they go to that extreme. Man, this is real.
Billy realized that these men were well guarded, and they wanted to test him before business started. Suggested raping a bitch to prove he was cold-hearted. So now he had a choice between going back to his life or making money with made men. Up in the sight, his dreams about cars and ice made him agree a hardcore nigga is all he ever wanted to be. And so he met them Friday night at 2:45.
So the challenge is for him to go and rape a girl. Oh, wow, to get their respect. Snap.
Everyone trying to be tripe never face the consequences. You probably only did a month for minor offenses. Ask a nigga doing life if he had another chance. But then again, there's always the wicked that knew in advance. Dance forever with the devil on a cold cell block. But that's what happens when you rape, murder, and sell rock. Devils used to be God's angels that fell from the top. There's no diversity because we're burning in the melting pot. They drove around the project slow while it was raining, smoking blunts, drinking and joking for entertainment, until they saw a woman on the street walking alone, 3 in the morning, coming back from work on her way home. And so they quietly got out the car and followed her, walking through the projects. The darkness swallowed her. They wrapped her shirt around their head and knocked her onto the floor. This is it, kid, now you got your chance to be raw. So Billy yoked her up and grabbed the chick by the hair and dragged her into a lobby that had nobody there. She struggled hard, but they forced her to go up the stairs. They got to the roof and then held her down on the ground, screaming, "Shut the fuck up and stop moving around." The shirt covered her face, but she screamed and clawed. So Billy stomped on the bitch till he broke in her jaw. Them dirty bastards knew exactly what they were doing. They kicked her until they cracked her ribs and she stopped moving. Blood leaking through the cloth, she cried silently. And then they all proceeded to rape her violently. Billy was made to go first, but each of them took a turn, ripping her up and choking her until her throat burned. Her broken jaw mumbled for God, but they weren't concerned. When they were done and she was lying bloody, broken and bruised, one of them niggas pulled out a brand new 22. They told him that she was a witness for what she'd gone through, and if he killed her, he was guaranteed a spot in the crew. He thought about it for a minute, she was practically dead, and so he leaned over and put the gun right to her head. Right before he pulled the trigger and ended her life, he thought about the cocaine with the platinum and ice, and he felt strong standing along with his new brothers. Cocked the gat to her head and pulled back the shirt cover, but what he saw made him start to cringe and stutter, cause he was staring into the eyes of his own mother. She looked back at him and cried cause he had forsaken her.
What in the world did he just say? No, no. No, you can't do that.
To her head and pulled back the shirt cover, but what he saw made him start to cringe and stutter, cause he was staring into the eyes of his own mother. She looked back.
Come on. Come on, man. That's just too much. I can't finish this. No. Okay, that is just extreme. That is just way... this dude, I hope this story is not real. Please, somebody help me. Tell me, set me free. Tell me this is not real. Just tell me in a comment below, this is not real. It didn't happen. His own mother? His own mother? Are you serious right now? Come on, man. I'm losing my mind. Can't be real. I want to believe a lie. I want to believe that it's not real. That's what I want to believe. Are you serious right now? You see, this is the danger of being influenced by negative and external forces outside of oneself that are pushing one out to do things and decisions as that. How many of our youth or either have done something similar to that? You know, I'm hoping it's not their mother, you know, but to just the idea of being able to feel somewhat respected and accepted by a group of men, or to be someone, to go outside of yourself and outside of your morality, so that you can, to do those crimes, to hurt and rape and kill just for the sake of passing the test. This is the value that we place on people, on women. What in the world is our society teaching our young men? But this is happening though. To join a gang, you need to be affirmed, and this is one of the things that you are recommended to do. The thing is, what happened to our young men to get to this place? And the story this brother is describing here is just way too much for me, man. I don't know if I can finish this video. This is extreme. This is way beyond my expectation. Way beyond what I was thinking about. That to me was like, yo, no, I'm gonna have nightmares for the next couple days. You just kill me here, brother. Snap.
Standing along with his new brothers, cocked the gat to her head and pulled back the shirt cover. But what he saw made him start to cringe and stutter, cause he was staring into the eyes of his own mother. She looked back at him and cried cause he had forsaken her. She cried more painfully, and when they were raping her, his whole world stopped. He couldn't even contemplate his corruption had successfully.
How do you live with yourself? How do you live with yourself knowing something like this you just did? How could you possibly go back home? How do you do that? Anyway.
He changed his fate, and he remembered how his mom used to come home late, working hard for nothing, cause now what was he worth? He turned away from the woman that had once given him birth, and crying out to the sky cause he was lonely and scared, but only the devil responded cause God wasn't there. And right then he knew what it was to be empty and cold, and so he jumped off the roof and died with no soul. They say death takes you to a better place, but I doubt it.
You can't live with your conscience after something like that. There's no way. There's no way. There's no way. I knew that was gonna happen. He had to commit suicide. It's sad. It's sad, though. Wow.
After that they killed his mother and never spoke about it. And listen, cause the story that I'm telling is true, cause I was there with Billy Jacobs and I raped his mom too. And now the devil follows me everywhere that I go. In fact, I'm sure he's standing among one of you at my shows, in every street cipher listening to Little Thug's flow. He could be standing right next to you and you wouldn't know. The devil grows inside the hearts of the selfish and wicked. White, brown, yellow, and black color is not restricted. You have a self-destructive destiny when you're inflicted, and you'll be one of God's children that fell from the top. There's no diversity because we're burning in the melting pot. So when the devil wants to dance with you, you better say never, because a dance with the devil might last you forever.
I'm overwhelmed. I'm overwhelmed. I don't know. I have a series of emotion running through my vein right now. There's sadness. There's pain. I'm also shocked. But I like the fact at the end he gave that message of hope, you know? Just dancing with the devil kind of thing, man. First of all, let's speak about this man's ability to tell a story. That is one of the best storytelling ability that I've ever heard through music. Immortal technique is gifted in that regard. I give him the trophy for that. And just the lyrics in itself and how simple that beat was, that old school version feels that is in that. I enjoy this. Despite the cursing, the heart of the message was actually absolutely amazing. And what he has done here with his words is gonna leave an imprint on my heart for a long time. And I also want to say that story he said at the end is true. I'm hoping it's not. Please, somebody help me. That story happens all the time. Maybe not with their mother, of course, I hope not, but it happens though, you know. Gang violence in our cities. Look what's happening in Chicago, in Detroit, in many of our cities today. This is so normal nowadays. It's very scary. My question is, you know, why will a young man go to that extreme to prove himself to a group of other young men? You know, there could be several reasons for this. I can definitely see that not having a father present in a home is a problem. An absentee parent could be a problem. To top it off, I think living in a society, living in a ghetto, could also be another thing. I also think about negative influencers. You know, the people that are around him, they were influencing him. He must have seen that lifestyle. I also want to blame hip hop. You know, like Tom McDonald said, we can blame the rappers. Some of these decisions also are part of the reasons. That's what hip hop portrays. That gang related lifestyle is the way to go. Being a bad boy is good, but is it really? You know, what I've heard is there's only two destinations to that lifestyle: is either prison or the grave. But but I'll tell you what, we don't have to actually fall for this. You know, we can actually choose to do right. Here's the thing that remains true though. You also got to know, let's turn our Bibles here. You also got to know and understand the power of influence. Look what it says. And this young man here is the product of an individual who's been influenced negatively by his friends, or whoever you want to say, his buddies. Now watch this. Enticement of sinners. Look at this. My son, hear the instruction of thy father. Forsake not the law of thy mother. Proverbs 1 verse 8. And he went on to say, For there shall be an ornament of grace upon thy head, and there shall be chains about thy neck. My son, if sinners entice thee, consent thou not. If they say, Come with us, let us lay wait for blood. You hear this? Let's go commit crimes, enticing you to do wrong. Let us lurk privately for the innocent without cause. Let us swallow them up, alive as the grave as whole, and those that go down into the pit. We shall find all precious substance, and we shall fill our house with spoil. This is talking about stealing. Let's go rob. Cast thy lot among us. Let us have one purse. And he tells you, My son, walk not in the way with them. Refrain thy foot from their path. For their path run to evil, and make haste to shed blood. Surely in vain the net is spread in their sight of any bird. They lay in wait for their own blood. They lurk privately for their own lives. Now it's good to read this whole chapter. This chapter is very beautiful, but it's speaking primarily to young men here. Just be careful how you are being enticed to do evil. And I think you may not have friends who may be doing something like that with you or to you, but you also got to think about all level of influences around you. Today we can look at our TV screens and some of the violence that are in there, and part of the music that are being promoted, what Hollywood kind of like put on display in front of our youth. It has a part to play, you know. Evil without can influence evil within. We can't underestimate that. And some of our young men literally are becoming gangsters from just watching stuff on the screen. It's sad, and some of our young women are suffering, yeah, being raped and all kind of stuff. Disturbing. But the Bible says, don't consent. But let's go beyond the youth, because some of us are either going through something similar to that. We have to be very careful with negative influences as well. Guys, I want to say thank you so much for this. This guy here, man, he has blown my mind, boy. He has left me flabbergasted. I'm lost for words. I don't know what to say.
Cried silently, and then they all.
I don't know what to say. I appreciate this. Thank you so much for listening. Yeah, man. Like and subscribe to the page if you enjoy this content. God bless you. Until next time, look unto Jesus and live by faith. Have a good one. Bye.